Hey guys, Sammy's showing you how to do this really easy soft glam look. It takes me less than 20 minutes and it's perfect because I don't like how I look in a super like Instagram beat phase. So if you're like me, keep on watching the rest of this video to figure out how to do this too. So we're gonna get started with the makeup look. First, I like to do my eyebrows. I got them done like a week ago, so they're still pretty cleaned up. So my brows, I am still using the Anastasia Dip Brow. I've had this since like sophomore year of high school, and I am now going to be a senior in college, and I've barely made that much of a dent. I personally don't use a lot, so that's probably why it's lasted me so long. I know it's expired, but it works just fine. So I start with the tail of my brow. If I need a little bit more, I'll do a little bit more. And I start blending it to the front. And then I kind of trace out the bottom like that. And then I blend upwards. It's really easy to get really dark, like 2016 eyebrows with this product, because it was the go-to, so I just slowly build up to it. And then you use a spoolie to blend it out. I've been low-key debating on going thinner on my eyebrows. It looks good on so many people, but I've always had the same shape and thickness, so I'm kind of scared. Okay, and now let me just blend these out. I can't find my actual spoolie, so we're gonna use this little broken one to blend it. Doing this without a mirror, so if I'm missing a spot, that is why. Up next, I'm going to kind of like prime for the eyeshadow. I choose to use concealer, and I've been using this Revolution concealer, and I've been really liking it. I would recommend. You could build it up pretty well, or have it pretty light coverage. So I just focus it on the lids of my base. And I'm gonna just blend it out with my finger. If my eyebrows weren't as cleaned up, I would carve them out. I might just do it anyways, just for the video. I'm definitely gonna need some more concealer because I'm gonna go a little heavy with eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna use this like concealer looking brush and lightly carve them. And I'll blend down. And I try not to forget this like inner corner area. I don't know why, I just like to start with the tail. And then I'll blend it down. Just like so. For today's look, you really don't need a lot of colors. I'm just using this random Tarte palette I have that I got. And I also really recommend the Anastasia Soft Glam, I believe it's called. That's my go-to palette, but I'm just gonna start off with this one. So I'm gonna use this like tan shade, and I'm gonna go into the crease and kind of blend it out just like so. And don't forget to do like the inner area, just like a nice kind of half moon shape. And now we're gonna do the same thing to the other side, just like that. And once you're satisfied with how your crease is looking, you're gonna go in with a second darker color. So I'm gonna go in with this dark brown, and this is gonna be focused on your eyelid itself. So like just tap it in there, and you're gonna start getting that smoky look. And then I kind of blend it up, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. And this is how it's looking. You can always keep it like this, but if you want to go even a little bit smokier, pretty much like how I had in that picture, you want to go in with an even darker brown. The closest palette I have to me right now is the James Charles palette, so I'm going to be using this brown right here before I go in with the black. And we're going to focus this same thing pretty much your eyelid, but go a little bit lower before you blend out some more, closer to the lash line. And then I kind of go up just like that. And then if you want, you could go in now with the black. I barely like dab my brush in this, and I'm this really gonna get focused to the lash line. I don't even blend this one up at all. I'm gonna try to make them look even, and if I think I need that middle color again just to blend everything together, I'll go with that. And that's going to be our eyes for now. For the video, I already washed my face and everything. I personally don't use primer because I think that it just makes my concealer and everything look, it just doesn't blend right. It kind of just stays on top of my skin, gives that silicone look. But if you do primer, go ahead with that. And I just pretty much only use concealer. It's rare for me to use foundation. Today I don't need foundation. I'm just going to work. It's only like a few hour shift. But if I do use foundation, I use the MAC Studio Fix. I think that's what it's called. So I pretty much put my concealer here, and now I'm going to blend it out. So I blend some down. It's kind of like doing your T-zone area. And then it's all the way up, so that facelift effect. Blend it out around the nose. And then once I start having a little bit of product left, that's when I blend upwards into my eye bags, which I have really big ones, and trust me, I get 8 hours of sleep at least every day, and they still won't go away. I guess they're just genetic and allergies. So doing the same thing here. First I blend out kind of into wherever I have redness, and then I'm going upwards into the eye bag, because I found if I put less product around my eye bags and creases, it looks a lot better that way. And then I kind of just dab it into my forehead. And then, as I said today, I'm not doing foundation, but I would do that beforehand, or I would just put a little bit more concealer in there as I think I need it. To set my makeup, I use the Morphe setting powder. I found that it doesn't give me a flashback, and I use this little like eye puff. And I'm gonna make sure my finger to really blend in that crease before I set it. And then it's gonna look like an ugly face, but then I really just pack it in there to avoid any creasing. And then whatever's left, I bring it outwards. If this looks a little wider on me, I've been going to the pool a lot lately, so I think my shade is low-key a little darker now, but that's okay. Once we add bronzer and everything, it's gonna look fine. Up next, I'm gonna use my Hoola bronzer. And this I do a little bit on my forehead. But I mainly do kind of like the cheekbone area to bronze it up. And then I really blend it into the hairline to make it look more seamless. Just like that. And then whatever's left you could do on your jawline. Up next is blush. I usually like to use the Wet n Wild like stick cream blushes. Those are my favorite, but today I'm gonna be using this one, which is my second favorite. Can you tell like I am down bad for supplies? I think I finally need to buy myself some new brushes. But this, I just build it. I like to do it more on top of the cheekbone and then build it upwards. And then I do a little bit on the nose, a quick swipe on the forehead, just like so. To finish everything up, I like to use the Wet n Wild. I think it's called the Photo Focus finishing powder. As you can tell, I love this so much because my lid completely broke off, and now it's like I've hit the pan pretty big. And since this is closer to my skin tone, I just put everything either with the puff brush or a regular brush, and it just helps make everything look more cohesive because it's a finishing powder instead of a setting powder. And now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of highlight. I pretty much just like to highlight only my nose. I'm telling you, this is like my go-to palette if I'm trying to be quick. And then just a little bit on the inner corner. And then if this is a night look, this is when I like to put a little bit of highlight on my cheekbone, but since I'm just gonna be out for the day, I really don't. So we're almost done. All we have to do is the eyeshadow under our eyes and our eyeliner. I'm gonna be using this Stila eyeliner. I got this as my Ulta birthday gift and I really like it. If not, I also recommend the NYX one. And then I have very hooded eyes, so my eyeliner is kind of lower. I wish I could go upwards, but I can't. And I don't want to be that dramatic today, so it's gonna be a little smaller. And then you can always clean up with the like Q-tip if you don't like how it looks. And then I don't like to use liquid eyeliner all the way to my inner corner, so this is when I get a smaller brush that's pretty angled like this, and I go in with black And this I just blend into my lash line. I just found this works best for me because I have really oily eyelids and my eyes water a lot too. If I really put it inside my waterline, so I kind of do it right on top, like I don't lift my eyelid. So now it's time for eyeshadow on the bottom of our eyes. I like to go in first with the lightest brown that I used earlier in my crease, and then I take all the way around the lash line, and then I go in with the second darkest I use, and then I focus more on the middle of my eye to the end, middle of my eye to the end, and then I go in with my darkest brown that I've used. Focus is more outwards, just like so. And now I'm gonna get the black that I used earlier, and I'm gonna pretty much blend my eyeliner into my under eye, just like that. Now if you wear falsies, go ahead and do that. I usually don't, to be honest. I just use an eyelash curler and some mascara, so that's what I'm going to do. I really love the Milani tubing mascara. It's just so easy to take off and it doesn't damage my eyelashes. I think I'm almost out of it, which is gonna be like the first time I ever finish a mascara. And just make sure I get all of my eyelashes, and then do a little bit on the bottom. And there you go. Now all you have to do is put on your favorite lip combo. I lately been really into using just my e.l.f. liquid lipstick in the shade Praline, and then just my e.l.f. lip gloss. I just really love like mauvey nude. I'm gonna use my wand as a lip liner because I have been needing to get some, so I don't have one dark enough anymore. The one I have is really, really light. And that's pretty much our look. This is my go-to soft glam look. Of course, finish off with some setting spray. I'm not gonna use it because I'm not going anywhere, so I don't want to waste it. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. I really hate doing outros, so I'm gonna keep it short. But comment down below what you want to see next, or if you tried on my makeup look and if you liked it. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.